My name is Anil Yilmas Vastardis, and I'm a lecturer in law at the Brighton Business School. And my research in Chrome involves looking at the impact of corporations on human rights. Corporations can have impact on human rights through their relationships with their employees, with consumers, with communities around them, and also through their supply chain relationships. So, for example, corporations may have a supplier that employs forced labor or child labor practices, not in the UK, but maybe abroad somewhere in another country. Or they may be polluting the environment around their business site, and that may be affecting the health or livelihoods of the communities around them. There are sociologists, there are political scientists, there are lawyers, there are business and management experts dealing with the challenges posed by corporate activity and human rights. What my research is trying to do is to see how the law can help prevent, mitigate, and remediate negative impact of corporations on human rights, but also promote positive impact by corporations. I have co-authored legal reports on various issues regarding business and human rights for NGOs based in the UK, including Amnesty International and Global Witness. They are large NGOs dealing with business and human rights issues in terms of advocacy and campaigning. One of the reports I co-authored with colleagues at the Essex University was outlining liabilities of a multinational oil corporation in their operations in Nigeria and how that allegedly affected human rights of the populations there and how those victims could access to remedy in the UK. I also co-authored legal reports for Global Witness, an NGO based in London. We were commenting on draft mining and petroleum legislation in Afghanistan and in Uganda, which they then used in advocating for change, advocating for provisions to be inserted into the law, into the legislation, protecting human rights of the individuals affected by mining and petroleum activities in those countries. Currently, I'm working on human rights reporting by companies in their annual reports. This has recently become a mandatory legal requirement for companies in the UK, but also at the EU level. And I co-authored a report for the Core Coalition, a coalition of NGOs working on corporate accountability issues. My future research plans involve looking at human rights impact of small and medium enterprises, small and medium-sized enterprises. And I think I can collaborate with other colleagues at the business school and at Chrome here to understand the challenges faced by small and medium-sized enterprises in implementing certain principles on human rights protection, how they can deal with these challenges, because most of the research in this area is looking at transnational corporations, big companies with larger impact on human rights. But majority of the businesses in Europe are carried out by small and medium-sized enterprises. So it will be interesting to see the challenges faced by smaller corporations on taking on human rights obligations. Finally, I'm interested in academic collaborations looking at the role of the European Union in promoting better corporate conduct by corporations based in the EU when they're operating overseas.